Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload, and today it's a game between NightEnD and DeMusliM here on Catalyst, the latter edition. In the top left-hand corner of the map, we've got the red Protoss player from Romania. His name is NightEnD. From the clan is Imba. And in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we've got the blue Terran player, DeMusliM. Been around for many, many years. Fantastic player. Just a great guy. Really fun follow on Twitter as well. And guess what? He liked my tweet the last time I tweeted out about him playing TLO. So he's liked a Falcon Paladin tweet too. You should follow him. Follow him for that. How does that sound? That sounds pretty fantastic. All right, PvT edition of 4.0.2 balance patch. We should have a new balance patch coming soon, but not yet. Not yet. And as I've said in a previous cast, I'm going to try to get the latest balance patch stuff to you the day after or the day after that of a release. It's just, it's not fair to make you wait a week for the new stuff as this probe comes in and tries to harass. Can't quite get the angle there. Another SCV comes off the line to deal with that dude. Anyway, like I was saying, yeah, it's not fair to make you wait a week to get the latest balance patch stuff, and I think some of you guys don't like it at all. It's bad for my channel, so I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I got 4.0.3 or 4 maybe, whatever the numbers are going to be, as soon as I can. And to that end, if you're watching this and you want to get cast, a good way to get cast is to play an amazing game on the latest balance patch the day it comes out and send it to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com as soon as you're done. That helps. It really helps you get cast because I am hard up for balance replays or for new balance patch replays when that happens. All right, so keep that in mind. We have a Reaper. Reaper's name is going to be Forrest Grach. After the death of his beloved, the Zerg soon invaded, and his son was abducted and infested, only to be used as a general-purpose infested Terran by the Zerg. After long years of grief and denial, he decided to become a Marine, but the long time he spent in Vietnam made him unsocial, and even more so after the loss of his child, so they arrested him in his sleep, forced him to wear the Reaper suit, and kill exactly one barrel of probes, with the faint voices in his head still saying the 3 words he remembers all too well. Run, Forrest, run. All right, Forrest Grach rolling into the Protoss base. KDA charge being tossed down. There is already a stalker out, though. Get the probe. Got a probe. Got a probe kill, Forrest. So far, so good, but run. That stalker is bad news for you. Is bad news bears for you. Did you scout the robotics facility is the question here. Oh, did just barely catch the barest edge of that robotics facility. He knows what it is. He knows what's coming here. It is a robo facility opening, which makes sense, I suppose. I mean, you want detection against a Terran player. Although, no, the Widow Mines are not perma-stealthed. I don't know if you really need detection immediately anymore. That was one of the reasons that they nerfed the Widow Mine to not be perma-stealth, is because Protoss had to basically open robotics facility every time against Terran. And that just, anytime you're kind of forced into a particular tech path, Blizzard doesn't like that too much. Doesn't like it too much here. Stim coming up for DeMusliM. Additional Marines here as well. That factory is just about done. His expansion's complete. And the expansion nexus for NightEnD done too. So these players are neck and neck pretty much. I would not put money on who's going to win this thing. I mean, DeMusliM's been looking really good on the channel recently, but mostly with Mech versus Zerg. And so I haven't really seen his Protoss versus Terran as much recently. Starport coming up. Is this just going to be a 2-base double medevac Marine drop? At about 5.5, 6 minutes, it seems like it very well could be. DeMusliM, I'm sure, has done that 18,000 times in his life. He's very comfortable with it here. And without Photon Overcharge, it can be rough for Protoss to hold that one off. I mean, losing Photon Overcharge was a big blow to Protoss. I think it was time for that ability to move on. It was just too much of a crutch for Protoss, I want to say, but they need to be given something else. They got to figure out a way to do this without the overhustle, the overrustle, as Jordan likes to call it. Yeah, there's our double medevac, well, R1 medevac, and there's our double medevac. There it is. All right, excellent. So 4.5 minutes, get those things started, get the Marine count up, continuing to make those guys, working on Stim here too. The timing works out beautifully, and he's getting +1 infantry weapons in case he doesn't win with this drop, which happens. It really does happen for Terran players. You get in there, you murder a mineral line, they come over to check it out, you boost over to the natural base and murder that mineral line, and then you win. I mean, as someone who's been on the receiving end before, who wasn't quite accustomed to the timings, it can absolutely win a game for you if your opponent doesn't respond well to it. So that's why we see it so much. That's why we saw it so much. Again, don't really see it as much anymore. I'm not sure why that is. I guess he used to bring Widow Mines, and maybe those aren't as good, but no, this was just the standard thing. I think I first saw Beyond do it, and it was a very terrifying thing indeed. Blink being researched by NightEnD here. He's got Stalkers, he's got a shield battery, got another pylon coming up here. These Stalkers are waiting for this drop to come. Although it's not a drop, it's just a regular push. These Marines never got inside the medevac. All right, regular push time. Is the stim done? Stim is done. It's time. Stimming forward. The Stalkers, no. The Stalkers, though, they have no chance against that at all. Shield battery's up. Adept comes in, gets murdered as she's warping in. That's a bad thing to see here. And DeMusliM pulls back entirely. Observer just hanging out in DeMuslim's main base, seeing what's going on. It's watching this tank pop out of that factory, watching the medevac come out of that starport. Decides, you know what? No, this is dangerous. I'm going to pull back. I'm pulling out of here. Third base coming up for DeMusliM to the left here. Any sign of a third base from NightEnD? Not yet. And our friend Forrest is trying to make sure that never happens. I mean, he can't do it for long. He can delay, but just straight up winning is virtually impossible. All right, Blink Stalker here for NightEnD, going for the charge on the Zealots 2. And, oh, no, Forrest. Yeah, Forrest is dead. Forrest is dead, and the base goes down on timing anyway. Rough stuff. Got some tanks. I love the addition of tanks here when there are that many Stalkers for your opponent. Tanks doing that extra damage versus armored stuff. 10 damage per shot more when not in siege mode. It adds up. Getting some Colossus and working on that Zealot legs type thing here. DeMusliM going for this very strong push. Got the +1 attack. Got the stim. Got the combat shield. This Marine heading left for some reason. I don't know what it is here. Is he even going to bother? I don't think he's going to bother sieging up. He's going to try to... That third base, there's a cancel. I was going to say, NightEnD can't hold that third. It's just not going to happen at all. And he decides to pull back. DeMusliM says, that's enough. Canceled that third base. My third base is happily up and running as of right now. Probably going to be a planetary fortress at this point. The third base, again, is a little more exposed. Oh, it's an orbital command. DeMusliM is ahead and wants to get more ahead, is what this is. Again, Stalker Zealot. Colossus useful here, but oh, getting rid of one of the... Oh, almost got that tank, but picked it up. Picked it up to DeMusliM. Oh, that was sick. That was some sick pickup micro. Third base still done. Single Colossus out here for NightEnD. Isn't enough is the question. Tanks are kind of a problem for Colossus, as it turns out. DeMusliM pulling back, though. He's just being extraordinarily cautious to this point. Marine, oh, he was checking for this third base location down south of the main while the third base is getting replanted-ish. I mean, it is being replanted, but it was never actually done, so replanted seems like possibly a misleading term. Templar Archives on the way here from the Protoss player, and DeMusliM came all the way home, man. He didn't pull back a little bit. He came all the way home. He should probably repair this tank, sitting on 15 HP. How many shots from a Stalker before that dies? The answer is one. One shot from a Stalker will kill this tank. So repairing it would be nice, but we're pros. We can't be bothered. Getting some Vikings to deal with the Colossus. I like this. I like this very much here for DeMusliM. It's 141 to 128 total supply. DeMuslim's doing this well. I mean, NightEnD, yeah, got his third base canceled. He's not dead yet, but I just feel like DeMuslim's, his macros, fantastic to this point. And he knows exactly what he needs to beat what NightEnD is going for here. We've seen Vikings versus Colossus since the Wings of Liberty days. DeMusliM has been playing the pro since back then. And here it is, trying to focus down those Colossus from distance. Stalker trying to get rid of those dudes. And tanks, couple of them in siege mode, forcing NightEnD to pull back at the very least. One Colossus down, and the second Colossus down. And all that's left here is going to be the ground units for NightEnD, and that's the good game. That is a good game out of the Protoss player, and DeMusliM is victorious here in 9 minutes and 8 seconds. So just a zippy little TVP there, and just a great example of DeMusliM being patient, knowing exactly what he had to build and when in order to beat this Protoss player. He went Colossus, saw the Colossus, pulled back, easily transitioned into Vikings. He already had the starport with the reactor there. Was able to get a bunch of those, get a few tanks, and then NightEnD just didn't have an answer. He had the splash damage that you need, but the splash damage that he had was directly countered by what DeMusliM was rolling with. So a fantastic example of DeMusliM making it happen against a Protoss player, keeping the pressure up. Canceling that third base was massive for him as well, and then just reading the room, reading the situation, and making it be a thing. DeMusliM ends up losing 2,300 resources compared to a 4,700 resources lost from NightEnD Ended up losing both his Colossus, 3 Adepts, 11 Stalkers, 2 Sentries, a base, an Immortal, and 18 Zealots. That's a lot of dead things. And 29 Marines, a Reaper named Forrest, and 2 Vikings lost for DeMusliM. That is just efficiency. Efficiency at its best. Oh, all right, so that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.